Now, next topic, that is relative velocity. Relative velocity means the velocity of any one object with respect to other object, right? Now, suppose we have two objects, object A and object B, and both the objects are moving in the x direction. Okay. Now, suppose initial position of object A, that is xa0, and initial position of object B, that is xb0. Now, the average velocities of A and B are, suppose, VA and VB, with which they are moving. Now, the position of object A after some time t, that will be given by the equation xat, that is xa0 plus Va into t. xa0, that is the initial position, and after that with velocity Va, it will cover the distance Va into t in time t. So the final position will be initial plus the distance covered in time t. Similarly, we can write the equation for the position of object 2 after time t, that is xbt, that is equal to xb0 plus vbt. Now, if we want to find the position of B with respect to A, then we have to take xb minus xa. So, position of B with respect to A. So, symbolically it is written as x, and in suffix we have to write BA. So, it is read like this: x, that is the position of B with respect to A. So, that is xb minus xa. These are the positions at time t. Now, substitute xbt, that is xb0 plus vbt, and xa, that is xa0 plus vat. So, we can write xb0 minus xa0 plus vb minus va into t. So, this first bracket will give you position of B with respect to A at time t equal to 0. So, initial relative position. Then this Vb minus Va will give you relative velocity. So, now we can say velocity of B with respect to A. So, VBA, that is Vb minus Va. Or now, if you want to calculate velocity of B with respect to A, then same equation we have to write VAB, that is VA minus VB. See, suppose B is moving with velocity 40 km per hour, A is moving with 30 km per hour. Then velocity of B with respect to A, that is VB minus VA. So resultantly you will get that is 10 km per hour. Clear to all of you? Now, graphs of position versus time, and from that how one can predict the velocities of the objects with respect to each other. Suppose we draw the graph of position versus time for the motion of both the objects A and B. Now see the first graph. At time t equal to 0, this is the position of A and this is the position of B. Now the graph of A and B both are straight line graph and are perfectly parallel to each other, are at some angle with time axis. So when both the graphs are, or both the lines are perfectly parallel to each other, it implies that the relative velocity, that is 0. Here, at any instant, the separation between these two, that will be the same one. And when both the lines are parallel and both the lines are making same angle with x-axis, means the slope is the same one. So if we calculate velocity from the graph, then for both one will be same one. So we can say VA equal to VB. And now in this particular case, at any instant, the relative position of the objects, that will remain same one, and that is equal to the relative position initially. Clear? Then after, see, suppose we prepare the second graph. Here, this is the initial position of A, this is the initial position of B. And these two graphs intersect each other at a particular instant. And then graph of A moves upward, then B. So here, if we find out the slope of graph A and graph B, then we can observe this thing. The slope of graph A is greater than that of B. Means velocity of A is greater than velocity of B. And that we can conclude like this: at this particular instant, this one, at this time, the object A overtake the object B. Then after third graph, in third graph, see, again the position of A and B. This is initial position of A, this is initial position of B. But now the position time graph of A, that is moving upward, and position time graph of B is moving downward. So here the slope of A will be positive, slope of B will be negative. Okay. Now here we can understand this thing. A and B both are moving in mutually opposite direction. A is moving in positive direction, B is moving in negative direction, and this particular point of intersection of the graphs represent this thing. At this particular instant, these two objects cross each other. Clear to all of you?